there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 4 of Barely Surviving. I am Dr. John Blair, and today we are going to be up to a lot of stuff. You left me last time I was digging a mine. I dig. God dang, God doggone, done some digging. I've even made a to-do list because I'm feeling super organised. Today, we are going to make a sugarcane farm. Yes, we're going to fix our villager breeder. I should probably have read how to do that first because I can't quite remember. Then we're going to build a skelly farm. Then we're going to go to the nether. Then we're going to finish lighting up the base in a 5x5 grid pattern. I will see you in a second. And 6, we are going to do more stuff. Yes, that's right, more stuff. We are going to do a lot of stuff in this episode. So let's actually get rid of this to-do list, which will almost certainly prove to be a mistake. And let's start by showing you a little bit of what I've done. I've sectioned off a little bit more of this base. This is just to make it a touch safer, because my bed I relocated down to there, and I've started lighting up the base. And as I said in a 5x5 grid, so that means that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a torch. And that pretty much means that no matter where you are, even accounting for some slight elevation changes, everywhere this side of the base should be, I believe, a completely spawn-free zone. So that is where we are up to with that. But I said I was going to make a sugarcane farm, so let's get on with that one first. I'm going to gather some resources, and time to did some organising. That was it. I was going to show you the shinies. I've moved some stuff into here and started doing some digging. I've done some mining, and this is the redstone that we've got. Look at that. So between that, that's 9, 18, almost a full chest of redstone dust. I've got similar amount of lapis, and you can see I've actually enchanted this shovel. I enchanted it because it had silk touch as an option on there. But we're still on level 30. But before we do anything else with that, look at that. Look at that. That is all the diamonds I was able to get whilst exploring. Obviously, in the last episode, we did get a Fortune 3 pick, and as I was going up and down, I came across so many diamonds. It was amazing, and they were all like that. That's the iron that we've got, which is a decent chunk of iron. Bit of gold, which we're going to need some of today anyway. In fact, I'm going to pick up some of that. In fact, my inventory is an absolute state. Boom. Let's put that back in there. I might need it. That and that. Mob drops. Mob drops. Made some of them. That's there. Right, I need some gold. I need a bit more iron than we've got. Let's turn them into ingots. We're definitely going to need some redstone. And it's probably what we need for now. And some diamonds. Over here to the shiny thing of shininess. So, obviously, we've got all these diamonds now. So there's no point having rubbish iron tools anymore. There's no point having rubbish iron armour anymore. So I would say strip ourselves naked and chuck that in there. And we're going to be able to have one enchant as well. So let's... I'm going to need to temporarily empty my inventory a little bit more. Let's get rid of that. Excellent. And then we'll do a bit of crafty me. So we need one of them, and a chest plate. We also want a diamond sword. We want a diamond thing that's one of them. Excellent. But I think in terms of pickaxes, I am going to hang on to... I'm just going to trade with the villager over there, which is why I want to get the village trader up and running, because we need a farmer to trade some of our crops with, and we need a better paper trade, which is also why I want to work on the sugarcane farm. But let's have a see what enchantments we've got. We can put these diamonds back in there now, because that is all we need for the time being. Pick up some lapis, and we've got one level 30 enchant. So what have we got? Sharpness 3 would be interesting. What have we got on here? Efficiency 4 would be not bad on an axe. Protection 3, Unbreaking 3, Protection 3, Protection 3. Let's do this. Oh. Oh, that is poo. Pee. Anyway, let's do the rest of the... Ooh. Respiration's always good. Blast protection 3, not bad. Unbreaking 2, fire protection. And finally... Meh. It's not too bad. I figure just use some of the levels, get some basic enchanting done, and we've either way got better stuff than we had on there before. And I wonder if what we've got on here as well. Punch one, meh, that'll do. A little bit of fight, a little bit of extra fight to the bow. So what we got next? We need to make minecart. We have a hopper. Where did I put it? So that's going to make our hopper minecart. Let's just pick up these things here. We have... I'm going to gather some resources. I'll be back with you in a tick. Alright, so we're heading back over to the sugarcane factory, or what is going to become the sugarcane factory. There is this decent flat-ish space, and I think this fence running along here, I might kick out and run along behind there because this space might come in handy as well. But what we are going to do is, I think one of these houses is going to come in useful along the way here, actually. So let's just break our way into here, and what I'm thinking is if we had one of these as a shulker loader and unloading station. I mean, obviously there's still a little bit of work left to do along the way with this, but let's... I don't know how much space we're going to need, and obviously there's loads of work that we can still do in between, and this, in fact, this is definitely not the best solution to the problem in hand, but it'll work. So if we do that, and where's my X gone? There. My inventory is an absolute sty. That. Boom, 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 boom. And now this is definitely big enough for a storage and fire railway system thing. So what we are going to do is we're going to have a... Let's pop a crafting bench down. In the corner there. And we're going to need... Let's just block up... Shut that door. In fact, we don't want a door. Let's block that up. And we're going to need a couple of chests. So if we go... chest, and if we go chest, the reason for that will become apparent in a moment, but let's just make a couple more hoppers, and then we're going to have a hopper going in fact, let's not have it like that. Give me a second, I'm going to think. Alright, I've thought of something else I need. So what we are going to do, obviously we've got the, we're going to have the minecart picking stuff up, but the long-term plan with this sugarcane farm is that it's going to be fully automatic. So once we've got enough slime, of which we've got a little bit at the moment, there we are, we've got a little bit at the moment, but once we've got enough slime, we can make some flying machines to go back-to-back automatically. And to stop all of the words that I'm looking for, to stop all of the sugarcane bouncing around and outside of the world, we need to completely surround it in a casing. And this is the best looking and easiest casing that we can get loads of, because we do need to flatten this whole island anyway. So I figure if we go around, pick up a bunch of these, I reckon we'll need maybe 10 stacks or so of leaves. So I'm going to go around and gather a butt ton of these, and I will catch you, as I say, once I've got some sort of structure marked out. Right, there's one more thing I want to test as well. So I need to test this because I can't remember quite how far. Welcome to a creative testing world, by the way. I wanted to test this, because this is what we are eventually going to build. So this is a flying machine, and... or should I say it's a sugarcane farm with flying machine. And if I get a... one of them, a fenimir, and if I go to... in fact, I don't even need one of them. If I just change that setting from night to daytime, it'll set it off going, and as you can see, what it does is it whips along this side, goes down to the other end, hits this return station. Splendid. There's a bit of a timer, bit of a delay, and sets it off back on its merry, merry way. And then it'll sit there and it'll hold it there, I believe, until night time. So basically, it'll go up and down once a day. There we are. But what I wanted to check is I wanted to check how wide it is, because I want to replicate this, because I'm going to eventually build this. So we have got... so we need to make it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 wide. That's what I wanted to check. So it's got to be 22 blocks wide. Okay. So, if we start there, so 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and then that will be 22 there. So that will be the outer limit. So we'll have to diggy along all on here, so that's cool. And then obviously this just goes along here as follows. And maybe if we just... no, because I think that's better as it is. And if we just have this, and then how long it is, that really doesn't matter. That's as much as we've got space. So I can keep going along here, and I think it's gonna end up going out to there. But if we stop here for now, it doesn't really matter. And then across this way, boom, 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 boom. And obviously I'm going to need to do some digging. But then what we do is we need to go and get me buckets. Buckets, and then this is where we need these. Turn all of them into slabberoonies. So them and that. And then what we would do is we'd go all the way along here. And if we put water in there and not there. And that means we've got an infinite water source all the way along. And then what we can do is if we put all the slabs along the bottom, they're still waterlogged. In fact, there should probably have been stairs. Have I got craft back to slabs? But it doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is we're going to have hopper minecarts underneath anyway. So anything that falls off will sit on there. And then we would plant all the way along there. Then there's going to be another row would go there along here. Same situation as before. So that. Sugarcane again all the way along this side, and slabs in the bottom. And then underneath, and this is what we're going to have to do first, is we're going to have to build this first, is we can go, and the hopper minecart is going to go along a rail track at this height. But I can't, obviously, because it's going to need to go up and down every single bit, so I'm not going to be able to do that first. So I'm going to have to make it work and place all the mine tracks in before I build this. So I can't do any of that until I finish building. I can't do any of this until I've got the hopper minecart in. So we're sort of almost future-proofing it, so we don't have to do it twice. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig down. So I'm going to have to dig down 2 blocks, get the full track system in, and then I'll pull you back once I've got the track system in, and then it's just going to be a case of if we do decide to extend out, then all I'm going to have to do is expand the track that way when I get to that point. But yeah, so let me get some digging done, and again, I will pull you back when we have in a better situation. Phew, that was a lot of digging. Right, so we've got this hole dug down here, and the next thing I need to check, and I really don't think I'm going to have anywhere near enough rails. Let's get some more chests out, and if we do that, if we go grass blocks into there, and then dirt blocks, and put so grass blocks, dirt blocks. Cool. Right, so let's have a see. Now, I know that these have a natural tendency to be a pain in the ass. So if I do that, I can't remember what the... I'm sure there's a... I'm sure they've got a priority where they prefer to point one way or the other, but I can't remember what it is. And I'm sure we'll find out in a second, because I can't make it out obviously from there, so we'll find out no doubt in a second by getting horrendously infuriated with it. So basically the idea is that the minecart is going to come out of here, whoosh, and it's going to go up there, and then it's going to go up and down and 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 up and down, and then on its return loop it should be able to go along there, it will then reconnect. No, it won't. It'll come out there and go there, and then loop, and it'll come all the way up there, go down there, along here, and up to an unloading station where it'll unload all its booty. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build it in such a way that it's going to hold on to it for a full day-night cycle. Although we're going to make it initially so that it just runs off a button, but the automatic one, that's going to run off a day-night cycle. So when the machine sets off flying, we'll set off out the hopper cart, and we'll set off that cart running for probably the full day, actually. Just pick up any of the things, but for now it's all going to run automatically. And let's see, I haven't actually counted how many blocks we are up here, so let's just quickly do that. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually we can do this an intelligent way. Right, so we're stood on block 2, 3, 8. That is block 2, 1, 2, so that is 26. Okay, so 26, if we do... I don't think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, so if we go in 1 there... And obviously, yes, there are more efficient ways of doing this, but the reality is redstone, eventually we're going to end up with so much of it, it doesn't really matter if we end up wasting a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And go across here. And this way it's nice and symmetrical as well. Cool. And then it's going to go this way. And I wonder whether some of this should probably be charged as well. So let's just chuck that in there, and then if we go that, boom, and boom. And there, and then boop, 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 boop. This was it. So it looks like we've got it this way around, because it naturally wants to point that way. So this is the way that we're going to want it. And we have got under half of the amount of powered rails that I wanted. Right, let's see, how are we doing for gold? I've got 2 more gold, got some more sticks. Right, so let's just pretend for a moment that I'm a hopper minecart. So we go off around here, and then we go on here, and then whoosh, up, and then back to forwards, back to forwards. I'm just doing this really, I just want to make sure that all this spacing is out. We have pretty much exhausted, and when I say pretty much, I mean we have exhausted our gold supply now. There's a little teensy bit left now, but we are That is it. So I'm gonna have to go and do some more mining. I'm gonna have to hopefully the ideal situation is I'm gonna have to try and find a mesa at some point, just to try and get some more gold, because that's probably gonna be the easier option rather than trying to work on a gold farm. I feel like we're really slowing down here, but I'm hoping that we're gonna be able to go all the way back up to the top. The other thing I remembered whilst placing all these rails, and I remembered the pain from the last time I built one of these, is that any water, obviously, that gets on these tracks, any water is going to flush away all the tracks, but because it's going to be one high and directly under the surface, we're not going to have the opportunity to go back and fix this. But that worked, so that was great. So we're not going to have the opportunity to go and fix it, so we're going to have to be so careful when placing all the water down. But that looks like it works for now, so that is good. So let's swap all this back out then. If we just get a bunch of dirt. And I'm going to need a heck of a lot more of the slabs as well. The other thing, just to point out, is it was a little bit wider. I made it a little bit narrower, and that was because there was a touch of wastefulness. So on the other one, there was water running along the edge, along this edge here, on the design that I showed you in the creative test world. I decided I didn't like that, so I've just basically got rid of 2 rows of it. So it doesn't really matter, but I do know then, doing it this way, we are going to have... So I suppose if we just make like a little runway, so there's going to be water here, 2 rows of crops, water, and then 2 rows, 2 rows, and 2 rows. These are spawnable blocks. In fact, they're only spawnable blocks within this entire structure for the time being. So we'll put some torch on there. Mobs can't get into us from any of these sides as well, which is really cool. If it was 3 high, they couldn't get in at all. They can technically climb over the fence there. But yeah, let me place a bunch of these down. So it's now a case of just replacing all the way up here with not like that. They have to go on the bottom. Because when they go on the bottom, then when they hold the water, then the water won't flow out. So I believe, and this is a moment of truth test time, and I suppose we just break that temporarily just to get up here. So if we go that, water won't flow sideways on it. So I should be able to waterlog that block. Perfect. So if we pick that water back up, it is going to be a bit mean. It's going to have to be a bit of pain in the short term, just while we get everything sorted. But that's absolutely fine. So it's going to be... Let me get this done, and I will call you back when we've got a top surface done. Right, so these are the last few buckets that need to go down. And... Oh, it's night time. Let's quickly run over to the bed. Have we got a bed in? I've not put a bed in here yet. Right, let's quickly run over to the bed before we talk about anything else. Run game, run. Apparently we don't run. This is why we need to make the base safe. Because then it doesn't matter that we can't run. Right, so if we go over here and have a look-see. Blah, 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 blah. Right, and so now it's going to, in fact, what we need to do before we do that, let's just go in here. We need to dump all of the stuff that's in our inventory, that is that and that. Dump some of the extra junk, so we don't need any of that for the time being. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. We are going to need some more torches, but I will show you for why in a moment. We are going to need the shears in a moment. But let's see what we've got so far. And let's grab all the sugarcane. This is all good to go. So there's water in there now. The minecart, if we set that off running, should do a full lap. It's not going to pick. If we do that and that, set it off going, and then if we chuck some, so it's going to start over this end. So if we chuck some sugarcane down here, at some point we should see it all be. There we are. If we do a bit more of a sample over here. So we should see it gradually being all sucked up as it goes along. The only other thing I want to check while that is working along its merry way. It seems to have stopped or not. Ah, there we are. There it started going. So that should go in a second. Yep, there we are. Right, the only other thing I want to check, and I've potentially noticed a problem with this. Potentially just noticed a problem with this, but I will test that in a second. The other thing I wanted to check is these spots are still spawnable. It doesn't matter whether there is a mob. It doesn't matter whether there's sugarcane on there or not. It says somewhere there's one of the. But somewhere, one of the blocks there, it says. If you look on the right hand side, underneath targeted block, it says Minecraft grass block, snowy false, Minecraft Enderman holdable, fine. But then it says Minecraft valid _ spawn. So that means that even though it's got sugarcane on it, this block's still a spawnable block, which isn't ideal. So what I think, if we place jack-o'-lanterns, well, I mean technically we could just place them all along here. I don't think it matters. Obviously we don't need to place them every single one, but I don't think these are picked up by sticky pistons. By slime, should I say? No, perfect. So what this will do is it'll mean that the entire island stays spawn-proof, or the entire bit stays spawn-proof. Perfect. That's all I wanted to check. The only other thing I was slightly concerned about is because I loaded and unloaded these chunks. That's not the right one. We've just been in that one. That's the one we need to go into. Because we've loaded and unloaded these chunks, there's a possibility that that minecart stopped moving. I'm just listening. No, it looks like it's still going. That should go in a second. Excellent. So it looks like that is working fully, which is great because it means that while that is heading its way back to base, if we can pick up some pumpkins. And for some reason we are very low on torches. So if we pick up maybe half a stack of that. If we go boom, 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 boom. And then go sticks. That's a bit too many sticks, but that's fine for jack-o'-lanterns. Let's get all of the pumpkins that we've got so far, because that is probably not going to be enough for what we've got there. Excellent. And when we get back down here, hopefully the minecart should return back to base now. Excellent, and it should see, there we are, it's full of sugarcane. So that is working perfectly. Pumpkins. Right, that should make them all carved pumpkins. Now the only catch with this, and it's a bit of a pain in terms of using right now, is if we just do there, and that is, it's quite nice to have. So if to have them completely blocked off all the way along, so you need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go. Yeah, that'll do. So if we plant sugarcane all the way along here now. Doesn't really matter. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 2. Actually, we've been placing lights in the base every 5, so let's place them every 5. So that's, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Bloop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bloop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be absolutely fine. So if we just place sugarcane in these lines. And that is our sugarcane farm done. So let me get this all finished off and up and growing. And we'll be on with project 2 of this episode. Right, and despite what I just said in the literal last clip, I'm going to have to call it here for today, guys. This took, again, this was all recorded in one long thing. I thought this was going to be an action-packed, like, 30-minute episode, but we're already at half an hour. So this is what we are up to then. I need to raise up these sides a little bit, probably up to 2 or 3 or maybe 4 high, just to make sure that sugarcane can't pop out when I'm harvesting it. But that is great. But I hope you did enjoy it. Next episode will be up soon for part 2 with the Skelly Farm, but thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe for more of these antics. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.